It's taken more than a week for these images to reach the outside world. Covered in dust, clearly in shock, but a first confirmation some civilians survived the bombing of a theatre in Mariupol. Eyewitnesses say at least 300 people lost their lives. It's not clear how many more may still be buried here. The building had been packed with more than 1,000 civilians, the word children clearly visible from the air. Diana lived next to the theatre, but escaped before the bombing.
Everywhere it was flooded with people. I know that there were pregnant women that were brought from that maternity ward in the third hospital that was bombed the days before. They were brought to the theater because it's like a big building. They put these women with kids or pregnant women in these dressing rooms for the actors. And it was in this part which was bombed.
And they were in the theatre when it was bombed?
They were in the theater. They were right on the exactly like the point where it was hit.
Diana says there are now so many bodies, they're not buried anymore, and body parts hang from trees. Those who are still living this nightmare have little way of being heard. British photographer Max Clark recently escaped with these images and stories of suffering.
The bodies are largely being buried by now, but there's still some. You can certainly smell them in piles of rubble that are inaccessible. There are dogs feeding on chunks of bone, human bone, bits of people. There are freshly dug graves everywhere.
Their cries for help cannot be heard, but the people of Mariupol need saving from this living hell. Sally Lockwood, Sky News, Lviv in Western Ukraine.